Joe Bob Chamberman here. Hope y'all are having a good Sunday. I had a whole Big Muddy Monster thing planned, but my footage I shot was terrible. I gotta get better at that. That's definitely something I need to work on. It just didn't look very good and it was shaky, and I've got to get better at it. What I'm going to do instead is tell you guys the story and maybe show you some pictures I found of the Big Muddy Monster. And I did get some shots of the new statue they just unveiled. Let's go back a second. So they had a Big Muddy Monster Festival in Murfreesboro, Illinois. Just so happened to be the same time I was shooting for the Big Muddy Monster video, or trying to prepare the content for that. And so I was able to get in on a little bit of the festivities. They unveiled a 9-foot bronze statue of the Big Muddy Monster, and I was able to be there for that. I didn't get very good shots of it as the unveiling was happening, but I got some good shots afterwards. So I'll be able to show you guys that. I'll tell you the legend of the Big Muddy Monster. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe button, comment. And again, guys, I'm sorry if this isn't that great of a video, but this is better than the footage I shot, I promise you.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Today was the 50th anniversary of the first documented sighting of the Big Muddy Monster. So altogether, like 21 people reported seeing something like the Big Muddy Monster between July of 1972 and June of 1976. Now the sighting in July of 1972, I guess, is an undocumented sighting, but apparently a jogger up by, I think Cairo up there, up by a levee over there, was jogging and said he saw an 8-foot, 9-foot creature come out of the woods, you know, with matted fur, light colored fur. That's something all these stories of the Big Muddy Monster have in common. It's light color, matted fur, and they're all about 8-9 feet tall. But yeah, so that was the first sighting in 1972. The final sighting was on June 19th, 1976. 3 kids reported seeing the creature in the Westwood Hills area. No reports have been made since. I kind of wanted to go over the real big one. This is the one that Murfreesboro was celebrating, the first documented sighting of the Big Muddy Monster. All right, June 25th, 1973, Riverside Park. There was a car, 2 people, a woman and a man were sitting in the car, and they were doing their thing, you know, and I guess they heard a loud scream out in the woods somewhere, caught their attention, you know, of course. And so they started looking in the woods, still in the car, never left their car. And they both reported something was coming from the riverbank through the woods, right towards their car, and scared them, you know. So they hit the car on and took off to the police station. Well, they get to the police station and they make the report. Of course, the guy's a little skeptical, you know, but they send a couple of officers out there to investigate. The officers make it out there, and they're you know, looking around, and they find some footprints on the riverbank. I guess they were guessing 12 to 13 inches long and about 3 inches wide. Well, while they're investigating these footprints and looking at the footprints, they hear that scream, that loud scream. And I guess the gentleman that reported it at first was with them, and he was like, "Hey, that's the same scream I heard." And they took off running back to the police car. Apparently, in the police report, one of the officers dropped his revolver while he was running and just left it there. That's how scary this was. So they get back into the car, head back to the police station, I guess, get some more people to come with them. They end up coming back down to the river. They all go down there. They find the footprints in the riverbank, and they start following the footprints up the river. And again, they hear that scream. And it just sounded like maybe a couple hundred yards away, if that. So they take off running back to the police car again. There's reported evidence. They did hear the scream. The police officers put it in their police report. There was footprints. And also, what makes the original statement so believable is that these 2 people that were in the car were married, but not to each other. They were obviously having an affair. Going to the police station to report something like this, you're risking bringing that affair out into the light so everybody can see. So that's a pretty big risk. I don't think you're going to risk that for nothing. So they were obviously scared. They obviously heard something. Don't know what it was. Probably never will. But they definitely heard something. Pretty believable. So there's definitely something out there. I definitely believe that. You know, There's no doubt in my mind that something was out there that night. The following night, in a housing development near the place called Westwood Hills. Let me make sure I got that right. I don't know. Yeah, Westwood Hills. It's a housing development over in that same area, I think. Two youths sitting on the back porch. They reported smelling a really foul smell, hearing a scream, and then seeing a 8-foot, 9-foot tall figure walking across the property. Light color, matted fur, all the same stuff. Cops taking it a little bit more seriously, so they send out a couple of officers with a K9 unit. Well, they get out there, K9 unit picks up a scent. They said they found tracks. They couldn't get a footprint, but there were signs that something was walking through the area. K9 unit picks up something's scent and follows it to this barn, this old barn out there. They said that the dog got so scared they couldn't get it to go into the barn at all. The officers go into the barn. There was definitely signs that something was in there. You know, it smelled really bad. They didn't find anything. Those two stories there, you know, what makes them believable is that cops actually found evidence to corroborate the story. Whether that evidence was put there or to make one big hoax, I don't know. You would think that somebody would have come forward by now and said that, yeah, you know, that was a hoax. And also, like I said in the very beginning, those two people in that first report were having an affair. That's something you don't take lightly, and that's something you don't want people to know about. They were taking a big risk making that report. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a really big deal in Murfreesboro. It's kind of their claim to fame. I did like something the mayor said yesterday at the unveiling. He was like, Chester's got pie, Metropolis has Superman, and Murfreesboro has the Big Muddy Monster. I thought that was kind of cool, you know. Those are the two stories that I really like that have the police evidence. You know, you can make your own mind up. You know, the thing is that we'll never know what was out there, if anything was out there, or any of that. So, I don't know. I just thought it was a cool story. I thought it'd be something fun to talk about. And I wished I could have gotten better shots of everything. I am really sorry about that. I'm gonna try harder and do better, I promise. But yeah, that footage was just terrible. You know, I got to start thinking, what kind of story am I going to tell? How am I going to tell the story? You know, those are the things I need to be thinking about when I'm videoing, when I'm shooting for content. Sometimes it's like, okay, how can I tell the story? What am I going to need to show to tell this story? So yeah, I will definitely be trying harder to get better shots, and I apologize. I did get some good footage of the statue of the Big Muddy Monster, so we'll have that on there. That was actually pretty cool. Quite a few people showed up to that, so much so that you couldn't find a place to park. But yeah, so it was kind of cool, man. Now the festival part, I don't know about that. I had trouble finding it. They weren't very clear on where it was. There was several different events. There was an event here, and then a 5K here, and then a speaker over there. There wasn't a very clear picture to where the actual festival was, so I was a little unsure about that. But yeah, it was actually a really cool day. Me and my dad and my brother just kind of, and my little nephew Aiden, we just kind of drove around and shot unusable footage. Pretty cool. Okay, well, anyways, like, subscribe, comment. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Sorry, but I hope you guys did get a little something out of this. You know, go do your own research on the Big Muddy Monster. It's kind of cool because the boat dock and the parking lot and all that stuff's still there, so you can go and see what conditions were like this time of year, and you can make your own judgment on what happened. You know, like, subscribe, comment, be good, be kind. Make sure you show some love to people out there, guys. Some people are struggling. You know. Anyways, till next week.
Popeye is in Chester, Superman's in Metropolis, the Big Muddy Monster is here in Murfreesboro.